Greetings to one Kathy Harden. I'm having a decent morning, and I hope you're good. Greetings to one Kathy Harden. I'm having a decent Sunday morning, and I've got my coffee. And I got my ball game all set up here. Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman. And it's early Sunday morning. Strat-O-Matic 1969 baseball. Here's Kathy. This is the third of a four-game series between the Minnesota Twins and the Oakland A's. Minnesota has taken the first two. And we've got Tom Hall starting for Minnesota. He's won 9. And Chuck Dobson for Oakland. He has won 12. I had a little trouble finding Chuck this morning. He wasn't with Oakland, and I looked, maybe I put him in Minnesota. No. So I looked to the prior team that Oakland played, and yes, he was in the Boston Red Sox hanging out there with Pat Dobson. The little rascal. We have a Kathy Harden for the Twins. And I'm just managing here. And let's go through the lineups here. For the Minnesota Twins, and Rod Carew is out again today. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's going to be Ted Uhlander leading off at center field. Batting second, Cesar Tovar at second base. Batting third in right is Tony Oliva. The cleanup hitter is Harmon Killebrew. He is at third base. Rich Reese, batting fifth at first. Greg Nettles in left field, batting sixth. Batting seventh and catching, Johnny Roseboro. The shortstop is Rick Rennick. He will bat eighth. And the pitcher, batting ninth, is Tom Hall, a left-hander. For the Oakland A's, leading off at shortstop is Bert Campanaris. Batting second in center field, Jose Tartabull, still in for the injured Rick Monday, not due back for, 10, 12 days. Again, this is September 6, 1969. Batting third is H.D. Jackson with those big 50 home runs. Batting fourth, Sal Bando at third. Dick Green batting fifth at second base. Danny Cater, there she goes. She's got it. Cater at first, batting sixth. And you know, Reggie Jackson, we kid you a lot, but it's all in jest. It's all for fun. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you. Here's Tommy Reynolds now, batting seventh. And left field. The catcher is Phil Roof, doing the catching and batting eighth. And the pitcher batting ninth, the pesky Chuck Dobson, who won 15 in real world. He's won 12 this year. And he made it hard to find him. And we found him eventually. He's a right-hander. In about a minute or two, about 2 minutes. Actually, about 3 minutes. So I can really get myself together. The Oakland A's will take the field. We are in Oakland Alameda Coliseum. As we move our way through, as the September 6th, the game's dated on September 6th in 1969. It's a very cool Sunday morning here at Studio B in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for Fort Lauderdale at least. And I guess I'd have to look to see what the actual temperature is this morning, but I'm not going to bother. You all can do it yourself if you want, but it's definitely in the 60s. Could be somewhere in the 60s. Just a couple minutes. Let me relax and enjoy this cup of coffee I have. And we'll get ready for this ball game. It's got to be in the 60s. Let me check. My Lord. They say 52. Christ. I guess it is 52. The high today is supposed to be 70 and the low 64, but you know it's always coldest in the morning, or so they say. It's 52 right now. And it should be in the 60s all day today. Even in the afternoon, it hits a high of 67. So that'll be beautiful. We'll keep the air conditioning off. We'll keep the door open if we want. I love it. And we thank you so much for joining us. If you're looking ahead, our next game, I'm not sure, it'll be today, I hope. Will be the Dodgers at the Padres. Then we have KC at Seattle, and the big game, Montreal at St. Louis, will finish off this date, September 6th, and things are opening up a little. I shouldn't say opening up, widening up in the National League races, in case anyone's interested. Here are the updated standings. Well, St. Louis still has a chance. I mean, St. Louis is 4 games behind. So a win against, I think it's Montreal they play, last game of this date, can help them keep pace at 3.5 behind Pittsburgh. Mets made up a half game in their win over Philly. As you can see, the Giants have fallen 5.5 games behind. That's really, that's too bad. No, the snowbirds don't like the chill, but I think the snowbirds, depending on where they're from, Kathy Harden, are well familiar with the cold weather, and I think they deal with it. I don't know. I like it. And the Oakland A's take the field. And I'm in Studio B here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Chuck Dobson on the mound for Oakland. And we're ready to play ball here. Here's Ted Eulander. They're going for their 97th win. The Orioles have already have 100. They won their 100th on this date. Here's Ted Eulander stepping in. And I think we're ready to play ball. Dobson is ready. On the mound for Oakland. He's set. Eulander in the plate. Here's the windup. And the pitch to Eulander. Whoa! That did not go through the tower. And that will be a re-roll. That's a tough first roll. Not making it through the tower. Here we go, Dobson. And the pitch to Eulander. That's 5'8", left-handed, fly ball left field for Reynolds. He's under it, one down. And we have Kathy Harden for the Twins here. The inevitable division winners here of the AL West. One down, here's Cesar Tovar. Dobson and the pitch. That's 5'12", right-handed, fly ball right field for Hot Dog Jackson. And he makes the catch one-handed. 2 outs for Tony Oliva. Two down, and Tony Oliva at the plate here in the top of the first, just underway here in Oakland. Here's Dobson, the windup, and the pitch to Oliva. That's 4-6, left-handed, and that is a double down the line for Oliva. He just keeps on doing it. What a great hitter he was. That was a hot dog move. I told you he caught it one-handed, Kathy Harden. That's a hot dog move. Tony with a 2-out double, 4-6 left-handed, 1-6 double. It was a 3. And that'll bring up Harmon Killebrew. Here's Dobson now. And the pitch. 410, right-handed. Catcher X. Catcher X, sorry. Roof at 2.5. That's 7.2. It's a P/P. It's a pop-up, I believe. Roof, getting under that, he's E5. That's 61011 E5. And it's a PP, I think it's a pop-out. It is. He pops up 2 in the infield, and Roof makes the catch, and the side is retired. A feeble pop-up hit by Killebrew. In the top of the first, it's no runs. 1 hit, the double by Oliva with 2 outs. He was left on base. We've gone half. It is a scoreless. It's scoreless, Minnesota nothing, with Oakland coming to bat. And we have Kurt Miller here, on a bright, chilly Sunday morning. We always like Kurt Miller here. I actually just enjoy. Now, what is that? Can you translate that for me? Kurt Miller writes that Dobson was the first active player to admit to using greenies. Was that what kind of drug was that? Hell, I could look it up, but I'm not sure what that is. Well, here, Twins take the field. It's Tom Hall. Taking his warm-ups. He's a left-hander. Was that a form of performance-enhancing drugs? All taking his warm-ups, and Bert Campaneris, he's ready now. Bert Campaneris will lead it off. It's Campy, Tartable, and H.D. Jackson here for the A's in the bottom of the first. Here's Hall now. The wind-up and the pitch. Uppers. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Sometimes I'm just not up on some of that. I've heard of some of those. Here's Hall. And the pitch to Campaneris. 5-9, right-handed, grounds it to third. Killebrew has it, and he throws it to Reese at first, and that's 1 away here in the bottom of the first for Oakland. Amphetamines. Thank you, Kurt Miller. That's a dangerous drug, those amphetamines. I like cannabis. I think cannabis has minimal side effects. I mean, everything has a side effect, and some side effects are good, and that's how drugs are sometimes authorized by the FDA for other uses. Here's Jose Tartable now with 1 out, nobody on. Hall the wind-up, and the pitch, 3-7 left-handed, grounds it to short for Rennick, and he throws it over to first to Reese. It's 2 away. And here's Hot Dog Jackson. Big hand for Hot Dog Jackson. Hot Dog Jackson steps into the batter's box. We have some good football here today. In real world football. That's good. 2 outs, nobody on. Hot Dog Jackson at the plate. Hall is ready. The windup and the pitch. That's 3-8, and he struck him out. Oh, like a dog, like a hot dog. And the side is retired. It was 3-8 against the left-hander. That was lefty-lefty. He struck him out. He would have walked against the right-hander. 1-2-3 for Hall. We've gone 1 here. It's no score here. Minnesota at Oakland. I'm looking forward. I'll take a look myself. I guess it's divisional round. We have, looks like it's the Buccaneers at the Lions. I'll go for the Lions because Kathy Harden likes them. That's at 3. And then at 6:30 tonight, Chiefs at Bills. That's going to be a ball game, huh? Ooh. Dobson takes the mound, taking his warm-ups. It's the 2nd inning now. No score. And Rich Reese to lead it off. Here's Dobson. And the pitch to Reese. That's 2-4 right-handed. It's hit well by Reese. And it's into the gap, extra bases. Is he going to go for 3, rounding second? And he does. Reese with a leadoff triple. That was off his own card. Let's look at that again. 2-4 against the right-hander. Home run 1-13, and it's a triple with an 18. A leadoff triple, always exciting. He had 4 in real world. So Reese on 3rd to lead it off. Here's Nettles now. I'll go for the Lions and I'll go for the Chiefs. Okay, here's Dobson from the stretch and the pitch to Nettles. 6-6 left-handed, and that is another triple. Back-to-back triples. Reese scores, it's 1-0 Twins. How rare is that? That one was off Dobson's card. He had 2 triples. Hey, it could happen. I mean, you know, stranger things have happened in baseball. So a triple by Reese and then a triple by Nettles. And it's a 1-0 game, Minnesota. Here's Roseboro now with Nettles on 3rd. Still no outs. The pitch from Dobson. That is 6-7 left-handed, and he struck him out. Now Rick Rennick playing shortstop today. Usually they have Leo Cardenas. Look at him, he's an E88. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. It's 1 out, a fly ball can still bring Nettles home. He's on 3rd after a back-to-back triples, 1 out. The pitch to Rennick. That's 2-6 right-handed, and he struck him out. 2 strikeouts in order. And Tom Hall comes up. A clutch situation. Here's Dobson now. That's 4-4. That's going to be against a left-hander. It's a grounder to 3rd. That's for the captain, Bando. 224. .224. That's going to be 3-2. Oh, it's It's a G3 pound. The infield is not in. Bando and E24. That's going to be 6-10-13 E24, and he throws him out. And the side is retired. Strange inning, though. Back-to-back triples to lead it off. 1 run scored. After 1.5, it's 1-0 Minnesota. Dobson roomed with Reggie for 2 seasons, Kurt Miller notes. Kathy Harden notes, Lions, Buffalo. I don't really like Buffalo, but they're really overdue. But I guess I like Buffalo too, you know, because I don't know. I like the fan base. We're in the middle of the second here. It's a 1-0 ball game. And Tom Hall takes the mound. He retired the A's in order. And it's going to be Captain Bando leading it off. Here's Hall. Absolutely. Here's the pitch to Bando. That's 2-7, left-handed, walked him. So Bando is on first to start it out here for the A's in the bottom of the second. They're down 1-0. Dick Green, the batter. Hall from the stretch and the pitch to Green. That is a 6-8 right-handed. And that is a drive. That's going to hit out into the gap, and that's going to be a triple for Dick Green. Lots of triples today, and that's very realistic. Bando comes home, and it's a tie ball game. Very realistic to have 3 triples. I'm serious. I'm not being sarcastic. You could have that happen. Well, Kathy Harden, if Dobson is rooming with a self-professed genius, I think it could only make him smarter. I would hope. Here's Danny Cater now. Bando walked, then Green knocked Bando home with a triple. And Danny Cater is the batter. It's Green on third, nobody out. Here's Hall now. And the pitch to Cater. That's 6-7 right-handed, and he grounds it to second X. That's Tovar 2-8. G1. E8. 6-10-12 E8. That's going to be a G1 with a runner on third. And he will score. Whoa, Green comes in. The only play that Tovar had was to first, so it's now a 2-1 ball game. 2 runs off Hall here in the bottom of the second. Here's Reynolds. 1 out, nobody on. Might be one of those kind of games. Here's Hall now. Pitch to Reynolds, 6-7, right-handed, grounds to second X again. It's Tovar, 2-8. G1, E8. That's 5-8-11. And he throws him out, 2 away for Phil Roof. Oakland with 2 runs here in the bottom of the second. Roof batting, 2 outs, nobody on. Hall. And the pitch to Roof. That's 1-8. And he grounds it to third for Killebrew. And he fields it and throws it to Reese, and the side is retired. So the side is out, but there were 2 runs for Oakland. A walk, a triple, And then with Green on third, the ground ball by Cater brought him home. We've gone 2. It's a 2-1 ball game. And this is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. Kurt Miller notes that Dobson relied on his fastball and his big overhand curve. We've gone 2 innings here in Oakland. This is the third of a 4-game series. Minnesota took the first 2. It's 2-1 Oakland here after 2. And we're so glad to have you here at the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. I'm Jeffrey Gudeman in Studio B on a very, very cool Sunday morning here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's about 60 degrees, and that's cool for us. No AC needed. We don't even need a window open. And we'll be back in just a minute. Oakland, Alameda Coliseum. Chuck Dobson takes the mound here to start the third. He allowed back-to-back triples to lead off the second, which scored Reese. And then Oakland scored 2 in the bottom of the second, so it's a 2-1 ball game. It will be the top of the order for Minnesota. Ted Eulander, who flew to left in the first, leads it off. Dobson on the mound. Here's the pitch to Eulander. That's 4-4 left-handed. It's a grounder to third X. That'll be for Bando. He is a 224. 9-2 G2. E24 on Bando. That's 4-5-6-7 E24. and he throws him out. So Eulander is retired. And here comes Cesar Tovar. Cesar flew to right. That was the one-handed catch by Hot Dog Jackson. Oh, that's good coffee. Oh, Lord, that's good coffee. Dobson now. The windup, the pitch to Tovar. 3-6, and he hits it to third for Bando again. He fielded and throws it on over to Cater for 2 away here in the top of the third. Excuse me. And Tony Oliva is the batter. Tony doubled, was left on in the first. Just a lovely Sunday morning for a game of Strat-O-Matic. Oh, that's good coffee. Okay, Dobson is ready. Here's the pitch to Oliva. That's 4-3 left-handed. Fly ball right X. It's going to be for Hot Dog Jackson again. Hot Dog is a 2-12. Jackson, 6-2. That's an F2. E12. Let's hope he doesn't. 3-4-5. It's a rare play. F2. RP. He catches the fly ball for the out. No runners on base. No consequence. And the side is retired. That time he did it with 2 gloves. A 1-2-3 inning for Chuck Dobson of the A's. We're in the middle of the third. It's 2-1 Oakland. Heading now to the bottom of the third here. That was one hell of a Mets game yesterday, wasn't it, Kathy? Duffy Dyer, like magic. Here's Tom Hall now. Pitching his 30, allowed 2 runs in the second. And Dobson leads it off. Okay, Hall is ready. The pitch to Dobson. That's 2-4, and he struck him out. That's the second for Hall. Now Bert Campaneris 0-1. Duffy had him in the bottom of the 8th. Then Taylor came in to save it. McGraw got the win. Here's Campy now, 0-1. And the pitch to Campy. That's 3-9 left-handed. He grounds it to second. That's for Tovar. He fields it, throws it to Reese, 2 outs. And here's Jose Tartabull, in for the injured Rick Monday. He's been in for a while now. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the third, Oakland batting. They lead it 2-1. Here's Hall. And the pitch to Tartabull. That's 3-6 left-handed, grounds it back to Hall. He's got it. And he throws it over to Reese, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 for Tom Hall. And we've gone 3. It's a 2-1 ball game. Jose Tartable is Danny Tartable's father. Wow. So I guess Danny Tartable, I don't know much about him. He probably played in the 80s or something, or the 90s. He's probably retired. It's fascinating how you have father, son, and grandchild situations. We're heading to the top of the fourth. Chuck Dobson takes them out. Here's Killebrew to lead it off. He popped to the catcher Phil Roof in the first. Now that you mentioned Danny Tartable, now I remember the name pretty well. Here's Dobson, the windup and the pitch to Killebrew. That's 6'10", right-handed. He flies it to center. And speaking of Tartable, he makes the catch, one away. Here's Rich Reese. Tripled and scored on Nettles' triple that followed. Those back-to-back triples. But with Nettles on third, no outs, Dobson stopped it for any more. Here's the pitch to Reese. That's 410 left-handed catcher X. Roof 2-5. (16-2). That's an FO. It looks like a pop-up in foul territory. Roof trying to get to it. 5, 11, 12. And he's going to get it. It's an FO. He fouls out. 2 away. And Greg Nettles is the batter. Tripled, knocked home Reese in the second. The pitch to Nettles. 4-5 right-handed, and that is a grounder to second. Fielded by Dick Green, and he throws it to first, and it's a 1-2-3 for Dobson, and he's retired 9 in order since he allowed the back-to-back triples. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Tom Hall now. He'll face Hot Dog Jackson, Sal Bando, and Dick Green. Oh, really? Danny Tartable in a Seinfeld episode. Interesting. Oh. Greg Nettles is the brother of Jim Nettles. Lords. I didn't. I don't see him in Strat-O-Matic, at least not this year. Okay, here comes Jackson now to lead it off. A's lead it 2-1. Hall is ready. Here's the windup. And the pitch to Jackson. That's 5-10 left-handed. He flies it to right field for Oliva, who is under it. And there's one away. Now Salbando walked and scored on Green's triple in the second. Here's Hall. 4-11 right-handed, another fly ball to right for Oliva. It's 2 away. And here's Dick Green with the big triple in the second. Whoa, Tom Hall 10-1 for the 72 Reds. Holy cow. I wonder why, was he a starter? I wonder why was he hurt? Was he a spot starter? I wonder why he only had 11 decisions. Either hurt and or a spot, sort of a spot starter. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 4th. A's leading 2-1. Green at the plate. Here's the pitch from Hall. That's 6-8, right-handed. Oh my, there goes another one. It's a base hit though. Green on first. He's 2 for 2 today. It was a 6-8, right-handed, triple 1 to 6 again. And here's Danny Cater with Green on first and 2 outs. Spot starter, 7 starts. He must have certainly got some relief in there too. Very valuable. Here's Tom Hall now. And the pitch to Cater. That's 6-4 right-handed, catcher X. That'll be for Roseboro, 2-7. 8-2 PF. Looks like it's a pop-up in foul territory. Roseboro coming for it. E7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he makes the catch. I believe it was a PF pop-up, yes. Wait a minute. It is a foul out. A pop-up in foul territory. Wait a minute, there's a runner on. It gets past, that ball got past Roseboro. And it's a pass ball. Oh my. That was a pass ball to Roseboro. We didn't pick up on that right away. So Cater at the plate now, 2 outs, and Green in scoring position. Oh my. Play resumes. Here's Hall now, trying to get out of this. The pitch to Cater. That's 1-5, and he grounds it to short for Rennick, who fields it and throws it over to Reese, and the Twins get out of it. No runs, 1 hit, the single. He went to second on a pass ball with 2 outs, and then Hall retired Cater. We've gone 4, and this is a 2-1 ball game. I'm Jeffrey Guterman. And this is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Indeed, we will. Get some coffee here, Kathy Arden. Ooh, Lord. It's a 2-1 ball game through 4. We hope you're enjoying it. Just a lovely, lovely, lovely day here. We shouldn't take these beautiful days for granted. And we're back here at Studio B here in a nice ball game. It's a Sunday here, Sunday morning here at Studio B. And the weather is nice and chipper. Chuck Dobson takes the mound. He's allowed 1 run in 4 innings. Top of the 5th for the A's. For the Twins, I'm sorry. And leading it off will be Johnny Roseboro. He was struck out by Dobson in the 2nd. Okay, Dobson is ready. Here's the windup and the pitch to Roseboro. That's 210 right-handed, and that is a base hit by Roseboro. A leadoff single by Johnny Roseboro. On a 210, double 1 to 4 was an 18. Roseboro on first to start it off. Here's Rick Rennick. Hole on deck. Rick Rennick hit a home run off Mickey Lolich in his first major league at bat in 1968. That's a great factoid. Kurt Miller. That's a great frickin' fact. What a thrill that must have been. Here's Rennick now with Roseboro on first. Nobody out. Dobson from the stretch. And that's 5-6 right-handed, and he struck him out. That's the 3rd strikeout for Dobson, and here's Hall. With 1 out and Roseboro, the tying run on first base. Eulander comes out on deck. Hall is a left-handed pitcher and a left-handed hitter. He's a 3WL. Dobson from the stretch, and the pitch to Hall. That's 5-5, left-handed, grounds to short X. I'm sorry, grounds to short X on the 5-5. That'll be Campy 328. That's a G2 for Campy. E28. That's 3, 4, 5, 6 E28. Whoa, and he boots it. Oh my, it's a G2 E1. Booted. And Roseboro goes to second. So Campy, I had a feeling he might boot that. An error charge to Campanaris. It's first and second with one out. Twins have something going here in the top of the fifth, and Ted Eulander 0 for 2. Tovar on deck. Eulander, left-handed hitter. Oh, that's good coffee. Oh, very, very good coffee. Here's Dobson now from the stretch. The pitch to Eulander. That's 2-9, right-handed, grounds it to first. That'll force Hall at second base. Roseboro goes to third, and it will be 2 outs, first and third. Eulander on first and Roseboro on third now, and a clutch situation for Cesar Tovar. Do you know Kurt Miller? Am I correct to say that Kurt Miller once played every position in a game? Was it him who did that? Because as you could see, he plays an awful lot of positions. They don't have him as catcher. They have him in center, left, and right, second, third, and there's no shortstop. But the only position he doesn't have here this year is shortstop and catcher. I think it was 1967. My favorite coffee, it really doesn't matter. You know, I don't go for the premium brands. For some reason, my taste is either Maxwell House or Folgers. I developed a taste for yes, 1 of 5 players to do this. Thank you, Kurt Miller. Jimmy Jam, I would try some of them. They're too rich. They're too, I don't know. We all have our own tastes, you know what I mean? So, I like Folgers or Maxwell House, whichever is on sale. So it is a clutch situation. Tovar at the plate, 2 outs, first and third. Dobson trying to get out of this. His first endurance inning is the 7th. Here's Dobson now. And the pitch to Tovar. That is 3-6, right-handed, and he grounds it to third for Bando. And he throws it on over to Cater, and the side is retired, no runs. Oh, thank you very much, Jimmy Jam. That's very nice of you. I don't like to overdo it, but that is good coffee. No runs, 1 hit, the error by Campanaris, and 2 left on. We're in the middle of the 5th. It's a 2-1 ball game. Very good ball game. And also, for some people, how do you like your coffee? Yeah, I like that too, Kurt Miller. The commercial. 2 degrees. I don't go for the fancy coffees that you get, say, at Starbucks or any coffee shop, the mocha, the Kamiachi, and all the... I don't go for those. I mean, I could have one on a special occasion. And I'm not one into cappuccino, and I'm not, you know, so I like my coffee, regular coffee with a little milk in there, no sugar. Well, Tom Hall makes his way out. Suddenly it's become a tight ball game. It is a tight ball game. 2-1, not suddenly. Here's Reynolds now to lead it off for Oakland. Oh, that is good coffee. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, help me. Okay, Hall is ready. The left-hander, the windup, and the pitch to Reynolds. That's 6-12, right-handed. Grounded to first. Reese at 212. You look at those two the fielding ratings, pretty good for Minnesota. He's a 212, Reese. That's going to be a 10-2, a G1. Reese trying to scoop it. E12, that's 5-10-14. And he throws him out, and Reynolds is retired. Here's Phil Roof. Roof grounded to third in the first. The windup and the pitch from Hall. That's 2-8 left-handed, and he walked him. So Roof is on with one out. For Dobson, a 1 WR and an A bunter. They'll have him head away. Ball from the stretch with Roof on first, one down, and the pitch. That's 4-10, right-handed, fly ball center. That's a can of corn for you, Lander. He makes the catch, and it's 2 away. With Roof on first, 2 down, here's Bert Campaneris. Hall gets the sign from Roseboro. And the pitch. That is 6-7 right-handed. Grounds it to second X. That'll be for Tovar, 2-8. Uh-oh, 1-2, it's an S1. That's going to be a base hit. He's an E8. 3, 4, 5, 6, E8. It's going to be a single with a runner on first, an S1. And he's going to, Roof will go to second. Hall's first endurance inning is next inning, the 6th. It's first and second, 2 outs for Jose Tartable. 0 for 2. Clutch situation. Hall wants to get out of this. Here's Hall. And the pitch. That's 5-6 left-handed, and it's a lazy fly to left. Under it is Nettles. He makes the catch, and the side is out. No runs for Oakland. Hall does get out of it. He allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and left both on. Hot Dog Jackson will lead off next inning. Top of the 6th, here's Chuck Dobson. His first endurance inning is the 7th. It will be Oliva, Killebrew, and Reese, with the Twins down 2-1. Here's Oliva, 1 for 2, a double and a fly ball to right. Kathy Harden for the Twins. Dobson the windup and the pitch to Oliva. That's 4-8 left-handed, and that is a Ground ball to first. Oh, stopped by Cater. Nice play. Throws to Dobson, covering. And that's one away. It was hit sharply. Cater had it. And was drawn away from the bag, through to Dobson at first for the out. Here's Harmon Killebrew, 0 for 2. Dobson winds and deals. That's 4-8 right-handed, and there's a base hit for Killebrew. A one-out single. Look at him, a C-stealer. He is a 1-8, though. Harmon on first, one down, and Rich Reese, the batter. Rich tripled and scored in the second. Popped out to Roof, the catcher. From the stretch, Dobson. And that is a 6-9, left-handed, struck him out. Reese goes down swinging. That's the fourth strikeout by Dobson, and here's Greg Nettles. He worked for Jim Beam, that's the scotch, isn't it, or the whiskey? It's 2 outs, Killebrew on first. He's the tying run. Greg Nettles, the batter. From the stretch, Dobson. 2-3, right-handed, fly ball right. And Jackson, two-hands it. And the side is retired. Jackson taking no chances out there. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We're in the middle of the 6th. It's a 2-1 game here. Both pitchers holding their own. Tom Hall now. And Hot Dog Jackson will lead it off. Jackson struck out and flew to right. A's by 1, bottom of the 6th. Here's Hall now. And the pitch to Jackson. That's 3-7, left-handed, and he walked him. Jackson takes first. He's a B. Steeler being held 1-9. Here's Bando. The final out of Catfish's 68 perfect game. Fantastic. I don't know where you get this, Kurt Miller. I don't know where you get this information. It's Jackson on first, nobody out. Here's Hall and the pitch to Bando. That's 4-8, right-handed. He pops it up to short. And Rennick makes the catch. That's 1 out. Dick Green now 2 for 2. Tripled Bando home, who walked, singled, reached second on a pass ball left on base in the 4th. 1 out with H.D. Jackson on first. Here's Hall and the pitch to Green. That's 1-5, and he struck him out. Hall, really tough at times here today. That's his 3rd strikeout. 2 away for Cater. Ball trying to keep the Twins in this ball game. Cater 0 for 2. And pitch from Hall. 2-6, left-handed. Oh my, it's hit deep by Cater into the gap. And that's going to be a double for Cater, a 2-out double. Jackson, Hot Dog, rounding third. Skinless Hot Dog Jackson. Because that was a 2-6 left-handed double to center. Eulander is a 0. Jackson has speed. He's a 1-16, 2 outs, 1-18, and they will let him score, holding Cater at third. I mean, there's no use even throwing 1-18 in my book. That's the second run batted in for Cater. And Hot Dog Jackson scores. It's a 3-1 ball game now. My Lord. And here comes Tommy Reynolds with 2 outs and Cater on third. This is his first endurance inning. One more hit or walk. He is 5'8", right-handed, and he struck him out. Good thing, because I would have been very annoyed if I have to bring somebody in here with the pitcher due up next inning. That pisses me off. 5'8", struck out Reynolds. But another run off Hall on a walk, and then the double, and Hot Dog, like a skinless dog, came racing home to score. We've gone 6. It's 3-1 Oakland. Still 3 innings left in this ball game. I'm Jeffrey Guterman. And this is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. We are doing a replay of the 1969 season, that great frickin' season. I didn't know he played his whole career with the A's, Kurt Miller. That's relatively rare. We're so glad to have you all. We're going to take a break for about 5 minutes here as I check my coffee and do some of the other stuff. We hope you're enjoying it. Our next game will be the Los Angeles Dodgers at the San Diego Padres. It will be Sutton for the Dodgers, and Clay Kirby, the guy who started 35 games, went 7-20 for these expansion Padres. I'll be back shortly. Well, we finish this pot off to the last drop. Sometimes you know how there's just a little at the bottom of the pot which you don't bother with. We hope you've been enjoying this broadcast here from Studio B in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Oh, that's good. And we're taking our time. We're taking a little break here between every 3 innings. That works for me. It's 3-1 Oakland over Minnesota in the third of a 4-game series. The Twins took the first 2. It's been Hall and Dobson. Hall, the left-hander from Minnesota, allowing 3 runs in 6 innings, and Dobson, right-hander for Oakland, has allowed only 1 run. Hall, in his first endurance inning, allowed a walk and a double, so he's got that against it. They may have a hitter for him here in the 7th. Oh, that's good coffee. Oh, my. Carew is not. Let me see if Carew pinch hit. Carew has been nagged by a recurrence of his injury. We trust he'll be back very soon. Bob Allison pinch hit. Not much of a hitter, though. Leo Cardenas came in to play short. I might very well use Leo. Leo came in. I don't know how that happened. Oh, this game went 18 frickin' innings. Can you believe that? Holy cow. Minnesota won it 8-6. Both teams scored 1 run in the 16th. It went 18. The Twins scored 2 in the top of the 18th inning. We would use Leo if necessary. I don't know how and why he came in and put him in to play shortstop for Rick Rennick. Another thing I can tell you is that Jim Holt, who I remember, he pinch hit in this game. And this was his 2nd season. He had only 14 at-bats and he hit .357. I might use him as a nameless player. Jim Holt. I remember when he went to the Twins. When he was on the Twins. Jim Holt. .357, 1 home run in 14 at-bats. That's good power. And he's a left-handed hitter. So we have Holt and Cardenas to be using if we want to, Kathy Orton. A lot of people came in to pitch in this. Bob Miller came in from Minnesota. Does he have a card? Yes. He's pretty good. And Cott even came in. He got the win. Cott came in relief. But our first choice will be Miller. For Oakland, lots of people. Roland, Lindblad, Fingers, Lockerman, Lozeric, and Ed Sprague all came in. And we don't need to write all that down. Blue came in the last game in a losing cause. Oh, that's good coffee. And we're going to get back to this ball game very shortly now. We're at Studio B. It's a 3-1 ball game. Chuck Dobson has gone all the way. This is his first endurance inning. And he will face Roseboro to lead it off. Looks like Jim Holt might be the pinch hitter. Here's Roseboro now to lead it off. He's 1 for 2. Rennick on deck. Okay, Dobson is ready. The pitch to Roseboro. That's 5-7, left-handed, grounds to second X. That's to Green, a 2-13. 18-2, it's a G1. E13, 5-8-9, E13, and he throws him out. 1 down. Now Rick Rennick is the shortstop. Considering their bench, he's not a bad hitter, so we'll let him hit. Right-handed hitter. Dobson now, the windup and the pitch to Rennick. That's 3-5, right-handed, and he struck him out. That's the 5th for Dobson. Lord. And there will be a hitter for Hall because he's close to endurance and whatever. We're going to do it, even though I don't like a pinch hitter with 2 outs. Here's Steve Aqualong, early in the morning for Steve Aqualong. Hall pitched 6 innings, allowed 4 hits. He walked 3, struck out 4, and allowed 3 runs. And it will be Miller coming in. He pitched in this game in real world, Miller. And let's see who's going to come in here, Steve Aqualong. Bob Miller taking his warm-ups. He's a pretty fine pitcher. He's a right-hander. Let's see what's going to be now. They'll save Holt. It's going to be Leo Cardenas. And he'll stay in and play short like he did in real world. Leo Cardenas. Will be the batter. And that means that he will stay in the lineup at shortstop and bat 9th. Rennick will come out. And Leo Cardenas will have the pitcher, Miller, bat 8th in Rennick's spot. A's, Minnesota looking to get a 2-out rally here. Here's Dobson now, the pitch to Cardenas. That's 3-6 right-handed, and it is a base hit for Cardenas. A single by Cardenas, 3-6 right-handed. And Eulander comes up with 2 outs. He's the tying run at the plate. He's got not much power. Oh, Lord. Left-handed hitter facing Dobson, the right-hander now. Eulander 0 for 3. Leo Cardenas on first base with 2 outs. Here's Dobson from the stretch, and the pitch to Eulander. That's 4-8 left-handed, and that is a grounder to first, stop by Cater. And he throws to Dobson covering the bag. The second time he did that, the side is retired. And we have to say, Chuck Dobson has pitched very good baseball today, overall. The side is retired. It's a 7th inning stretch. And here's Bob Miller coming out, the new pitcher for the Twins. It's a 3-1 ball game. So setting up, looking at Minnesota now, it's Leo Cardenas at short. Phil Roof will lead it off against Miller. Miller, a right-hander. Roof 0 for 1 and walked. Dobson comes out on deck. Here's Miller now, the windup and the pitch to Roof. 6-6, right-handed, struck him out. That's 1 away. And here's Chuck Dobson. He gets a good hand from the hometown crowd. 0 for 2, struck out, flew to center. Miller in for Hall here. It's 3-1 Oakland. Bottom of the 7th. Miller into his windup. Martin doing some pacing in that dugout indeed, Kathy Harden notes. Here's the pitch to Dobson. That is 2-7, and he struck him out. Miller strikes out the first 2. And Bert Campanaris comes up, 2 outs, nobody on. 1 for 3 today. We'll need to make more coffee, even though we're in the 7th. Yeah, is that right? I was going to say Kurt Miller. They had 2 Bob Millers. That he was a Met, early Met, huh? I think. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch from Miller. He had a good season here with Minnesota, 3-6, and he pops it up to first. And Reese is under it, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Bob Miller, who looks very good. We've gone 7. It's a 3-1 game. Dobson in his 2nd endurance inning now. With endurance. It's going to be the heart of the order. Tovar, Oliva, and Killebrew. Okay, Dobson is ready now. The windup and the pitch to Tovar. That's 1-5, and it's a base hit to right. Jackson scoops it, throws it in. Tovar is on. He's a AA 1-15 with Roof, being held. Two hits and/or walks. Dobson is fatigued. Oliva 1 for 3 with the first inning double. Dobson from the stretch. The pitch to Oliva. That's 1-8. Right-handed. Oh, grounds it to short, forcing Tovar at second base. So Oliva is on first with 1 out. For Harmon Killebrew, 1 for 3 today. He is the tying run at the plate. Dobson looks in. The pitch to Killebrew. That's 5-5 right-handed. Grounds to short X. That's Campanara's 328. This could be 2. 3-3. It's going to be an S1. He's an E28. That's going to be 4-5-6 E28. It's going to be an S1 E1. And it's going to be a single and an error, with Oliva going to third. A single and an error charged to Campanaris, his second of the ball game. And Dobson is 1 hit and or walk away from fatigue. Oakland bullpen is busy. Roland, the left-hander, is warming. And Lockham, the right-hander, is warming. Dobson 1 hit or walk away from fatigue for Rich Reese. It was a single and an error. I'm not sure what that looks like, but that's what it is. It's Killebrew on second, Oliva on third, 1 out. Big opportunity here for the Twins. Dobson now. 1 for 3, had the triple, scored the only run for Minnesota on the back-to-back triples by Reese then Nettles. Here's Dobson from the stretch now. And the pitch to Reese. That's 112 against the right-hander. Oh, it's a liner to second, caught by Green. Two outs. And it's all up to Greg Nettles here in a clutch situation. He can tie it up here with a base hit. Nettles 1 for 3, had the triple. Dobson trying to get out of this, second and third, 2 outs. And the pitch to Nettles. That's 4-4 left-handed, grounder to third for Bando. He's a 224. That'll be, oh, that's a 3-2. Oh, it's a G3. A G3 pound ignored. E24. 6-10-11. E24. And he throws him out, and the side is retired. So, wow. The A's and Chuck Dobson get out of it on a hard-hit ground ball to Bando. We're in the middle of the 8th. There was no runs, 2 hits, the errors, second error for Oakland, with 2 left on. And we're in the middle of the 7th, and it continues to be a 3-1 ball game. And if you don't mind, I hope this doesn't count as a timeout here for me, but I'm going to make some more coffee. I'm going to make half a cup, if that's okay with you. I'm Jeffrey Guterman. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. Strat-O-Matic is a great game. I want Minnesota, okay? Largely because Kathy wants Minnesota. but it's not going that way. So Strat-O-Matic can be a very, very exciting game. I don't know if you saw, Steve, the game we had yesterday, Mets and the Phillies. That one went our way, but they don't all go your way. That was a game, Steve. That was one of the best games that I ever played. I don't want to spoil it for you. If you want me to tell you, I'll tell you what happened. If you're still here. And we hope your sleep is getting a little better. I'm going to make some coffee. My name's Jeffrey Guterman. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network on a lovely Sunday. No. It was a 9-inning game. It was yesterday. Do you want me to show you the sheet? I could show you the sheet right in 2 seconds. You let me know, big guy. I'm going to make some coffee. And I'm looking forward to smoking some grass later today. Oh, let me just have some joy. Let me have, God, I'm trying the best I can, God. God, I'm trying the best I can. Just give me some joy. Oh, okay, let me show it here to Steve Aquilong. Steve Aquilong. Here's the score sheet. Basically, it was Jerry Johnson for the Phillies and Don Cardwell for the Mets, and it was scoreless coming to the bottom of the eighth. Two unlikely pitchers to be pitching such a pitcher's duel. And in the bottom of the eighth, Boswell singled, Grody walked, and with 2 outs and 2 on, Duffy Dyer came in to pinch hit for Tug McGraw, who had come in to get Cardwell out of the eighth successfully, and he hit a 3-run home run. It was just one of the most, Taylor came in to save it. It was just one of the, Casey Stengel. Ron Swoboda wore love beads, and they were ripped off, we learned, by the ultra-conservative Don Cardwell. And then we had beads. Someone was going to wear beads for the Phillies, and I was looking for Cardwell to go over and rip those right off of his. Love it. It was drama. It was Dyer. Oh, and that's not the first time Dyer's hit a huge pinch hit home run. It was earlier in the season when he did so. We'll be back in just a couple minutes as I make some coffee here. Over here, it's 3-1 ball game. Miller on the mound. And, I'm going to make some coffee here. Vic, Kurt Miller, I also told you that, I didn't tell you that Vic Rosnowski came in to catch for the Phillies. They needed a catcher, and because they hit for Watkins. In fact, I think it was Rosnowski, and we used a I think it's a 360 card that Road Scholar sent me. It was nice. In fact, I could show that to you now. Real nice when people contribute And Christ almighty, here's another card he sent me. And we used Vic Rosnovsky, a 231 hitter. I'll be back after I make my coffee here. And it's great to have you here with us. Yeah, that's funny, yeah. I guess, what's his name isn't so bad, is it? Who's the other catcher? You had Echebarren and, who's the other guy? Oh, Lord. Rosnovsky and Echebarren, sure. But, Christ, I can't remember his name. Let me just make some coffee here. The backup catcher. Echebarren and this will be a small pot. Hendricks, Elrod Hendricks. Hendricks isn't so bad, a long name. That coffee is brewing. If you just give it a couple minutes here. Whew, God almighty. Yeah, isn't that something? We're just waiting for the coffee to brew, folks. It's 3-1 Oakland over Minnesota. Bob Miller now pitching his second inning of relief after Cardenas pinch hit for Hall. This is dated September 6, 1969. I think that's always important. Minnesota took the first two of this 4-game series. Of course, the Twins are in first place. The off-season gets shorter and shorter every year, Kurt Miller. And sure, pitchers and catchers report in about 3 weeks. That's okay, though. We expect to finish this replay sometime, probably at the end of the 2024 real world season, sometime like in December of this year. Kurt Miller is exactly right. I had mentioned this earlier, Kurt Miller. This game went 18 innings in real world. Bob Miller is on the mound for Minnesota. He died at age 54, by the way, people. He started in 57. I guess he was drafted by the Mets in 62, and he lost his first 12 games. And that was a record until Anthony Young broke it, if you want to call that, in 1993. And he died very young. Lord. When later, after he retired, he was a scout for the Giants, and he was in a collision, a motor vehicle collision with another vehicle in Rancho Bernardo, California. That's near San Diego. He was driving with his mother, Norma Jean Miller. He died. She had serious injuries. He was survived by his wife, Judy, and his daughter, Chris Keene. That coffee is brewing, people. And there's Bob Miller when he was with the Mets. But he was good he pitched 119 innings. His record was only 5-5. He had 11 starts, but he had a 3.02 ERA. And was an effective pitcher for this Minnesota ball club. And he has come in. He pitched in real world in this game. That coffee is almost ready, folks. I just figured it's such a small pot. Let me brew the whole goddamn thing before we begin. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. It'll be the heart of the Oakland order. Tartable, Hot Dog, Jackson, and Bando. If you're looking ahead to the top of the ninth with the Twins down by 2, it will be Roseboro, Rennick, and Cardenas. Actually, it's going to be Roseboro, Miller, and Cardenas. There'll be Jim Holt will probably hit for Miller. Is that so, Steve Aqualung? Okay. Jim Holt with a nameless player. Unless anyone has a 360 card to send me, you got to send it by email immediately. It's jguderman@gmail.com. If anyone has those 360 cards that have every player ever, where is Rhodes Scholar when you need him? Bear with us. You can hear that coffee brewing. Otherwise, we'll pull a nameless. Because he pinch hit in this game in real world. We're sneaking a little cup here. Against my better judgment. A third Bob Miller, who pitched for the 50 Phillies. And we're sorry about this extended break. I am back. It's Jeffrey Guterman here with the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. Bottom of the 8th, Miller on the mound, pitching to Jose Tartable, who's 0 for 3 today. Okay, Miller is ready. Here's the windup and the pitch to Tartable. That's 4-4, left-handed, fly ball center X for Eulander. 2-1. That's pretty good. Can't get much better than that. 2-1, 7-2. F2, fly ball, going for it. Miller. E1, 5-10, 14. And he makes the catch. A 17 would have been an error. I bet you there are other Bob Millers. Here's Hot Dog Jackson now. Hot Dog 0 for 2, walked and scored. He came home from first on the double by Cater in the 6th for an insurance run. It's 3-1 now, Oakland. Miller gets the sign from Roseboro. The windup. The pitch to Jackson. 3-7, and he walked him. Second walk Jackson has received today. That hot dog is being held. 1-10, 1-9. Being held, it's got some mustard on it. It's a messy hold. It's not easy to hold something like that. Here's Bob Miller now. With Jackson on first, 1 down. Bando at the plate and the pitch from Miller. That's 3-8 right-handed, and that is a liner to third, caught by Killebrew. Nice catch, 2 outs. This fucking bug. There's an ant here. I hate to commit murder, but this fucking ant is dead. This fucking ant has just been killed by me. I know that might be too much information, but we have to deal with all sorts of shit here. So it's 2 outs with Jackson on first, still being held. 1 less in attendance. Yeah, he was booted. He was more than booted. I hate to kill. Really. I'm serious. I really hate to do that. Here's Dick Green now, 2 for 3. 2 outs, Jackson on first. Here's the pitch to Green. And that's 6-6, and he struck him out. And that's the 3rd for Miller, and he pitched 2 very good innings for the Twins. No runs, no hits, the walk to Hot Dog Jackson. And he was left on. It's Chuck Dobson who has gone all the way. He's going for the complete game shutout here. It will be Roseboro, Jim Holt, the pinch hitter, and Leo Cardenas in the top of the 9th. Dobson has pitched very good baseball. Now, he has 2 hits allowed in an endurance inning, so he's 2 hits and/or walks away from fatigue. And here's Roseboro, left-handed hitter, leading it off. He's 1 for 3. Oh, Kurt Miller, please. I'd rather die than have to go through that. Here's Dobson now, the wind-up and the pitch to Roseboro. That's 3-3 right-handed. He pops it up left side. Bando in foul territory makes the catch. One down. That Ann had high hopes. Oh, yeah. And, you know, the good thing, the only justification I have is that they are such a, how could I put it, a simple organism. They barely have a nervous system. I mean, they barely have a brain. I believe they do have a brain or something. So they have very little self-awareness. Very little. It's going to be Jim Holt. Billy Martin calling on, I guess he was still a rookie. Because in his 68 year, he hardly played. I could be wrong. We're going to have to pull him from our nameless players. I remember him, I believe I remember him when he was on the Twins. And he died. Jim Holt will be coming up. Let's check out his numbers just to be sure. Holt played in 12 games, actually had 106 at bats in 1968 and hit 208. So this is not his rookie year. But he had 12 games, 14 at bats. He went 5 for 14, hit 357 with 1 home run. So we're looking for someone who is excellent with good power. Excellent with good power. And we're going to make that pick right now here. We're going through our nameless players. That's probably going to be one option. This would be also good because he has good power, but we can't be picky here. We're going to go someone with the closest average, and I think that's it. They don't give you any great ones. They don't do that. It's going to be here, right here, a 300 average. Holt will have end power. He's a left-handed hitter, I believe. I should have remembered that. He is a left-handed hitter. So Jim Holt comes in here with 1 out, nobody on. Actually has home run on his card there. even though his power is considered average. It really is above average, but here's Jim Holt now. Dobson on the mound. He's a great pitching performance. 1 out, nobody on. Jim Holt now, left-handed hitter. Here's the windup and the pitch to Holt. Oh, 5'11", left-handed. Grounds it to first X. Cater 212. Oh, that's a reroll. That's a 19-2 G1. Cater E12. That's going to be 6-9-11 on an E12 Cater. And that's 11, 6-9-11, and he takes it to the bag, 2 outs. So it's just a ground out by Holt with all that trouble. We'll put that back in. And it's going to be Leo Cardenas with 2 outs and nobody on. You have to say Chuck Dobson has pitched very good baseball today. Okay, Dobson is ready. He looks in. He gets the sign from Roof. Here's the windup and the pitch to Cardenas. That's 4-9 right-handed, and he grounds it to third. Bando has it. Throws it to Cater, and the ball game is over. 4-9 right-handed. And the final score is 3-1. A great pitching performance by Chuck Dobson. It was pretty good pitching all along the way. The final score is Oakland 3, Minnesota 1. Dobson gets the win. That's his 13th of the season. He went 9 innings. He allowed eight hits. No walks. Look at that. Great control by Dobson. Struck out 5 and allowed only that 1 run. It was back-to-back triples by Reese and Nettles in the second. Only 5 hits allowed. Only 5 hits allowed. No, at least Hot Dog didn't hit a home run. That's true. Kurt Miller, I'm not sure. I think you're referring to Minnesota only allowed 5 hits. Hall gets the loss. Miller came in, pitched 2 innings. Struck out 3. He pitched good. And it was 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So Dobson allowed 8 hits. Am I missing something? Oh, you miscounted Kurt Miller. Okay, fine. So the final line in this ball game, Oakland 3 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Look at this, Minnesota 1 run, 8 hits, and no errors. Quite a, you know, my father used to always say when you have a team that wins and gets out hit, that's a sign. If that happens regularly, that's a sign of a good team. And he also said a sign of a good team is consistently winning 1-run ball games. This was not a 1-run ball game, but it was a good game. 1642. Our next game will be game number 1642. And it will be LA at San Diego. And I'll set that up later, and I look forward to playing that later. I'm not sure exactly when. This is Jeffrey Guterman of the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network, coming from Studio B. We hope you enjoyed this ball game. I want to thank all those who have participated in the game. Kathy Harden, thank you, and you have a nice morning. Steve Aquilung, thank you. Kurt Miller, thank you so much for your factoids. And that looks like we had Jimmy Jam here earlier. Kurt Miller says that Chief Gary Player of the game. Oh yeah, no doubt about it, Kurt Miller. Dobson pitched great baseball. So thank you very much, everybody, and I'll put the next game up as soon as I know I'm going to do it. Take care now. This has been a broadcast of the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. Thank you, everybody, and have a good the rest of your morning and afternoon. I hope to see you later. Take care.